Hey everybody, Dan Lawlis here, and today I'm going to be working on a commission for somebody, and I'm going to show you how I start that. So I'm going to bring up the character, and we'll get started. This is the character. Her name is Countess R.H. von Bludd, and she's kind of a mistress of the dark kind of character. Um, very sexy, open front kind of dress, some kind of medallion, and that's pretty. It's a pretty simple costume here with just a belt, but she has this coffin with skulls on it, and I think that's got to be part of the image. This is just a one shot, probably 11 by 17. Lots of skulls. Maybe I can incorporate this kind of a funky, skull lamp in there, torch, whatever. Stuff like that. So this is the assignment, and here's a shot of her kind of in her coffin. Maybe that cat could be part of it. That'd be pretty cool. So she's looks like a lot of fun, Elvira type character. Red flaming color, so I got to keep that in mind. I want to pop that red. I mean, I can really, red and white is the feel and the colors. And she does have a cat, that white cat. That could be interesting. Might want to bring that into it. Here's a drawing by I think it's Staten here. It looks like fun angles, fun character. So that's good. Here's one by a guy named Tyler, and it's more of an Art Adams, a little more anime face, but you can get the feeling of what you can do with this character. So that's what I'm going to try to incorporate into here. Now here's the last piece. This is the just a page of her. She's looks like Vampirella there, and this is kind of the look I'm thinking I'm going to go for, is her sort of sitting on a coffin. I don't know if yet. I have it in my mind what I'm kind of thinking what I want, but maybe like the coffin's tilted, perhaps. Either I'll try both, having it flat on the ground and tilted. Definitely looks like these skull torch lamps are part of who she is, part of her decor. So let's go over to the drawing table and get started with this illustration. All right, here we go. Now we are at the drawing table, and I'm going to try to see what I can do with this creating of a composition for this woman. So it's got to be, kind of a horizontal format, and I want something that's going to fill the space. Now, doing a good composition, don't want to put things dead center, but she's kind of going to be somewhat of a center, centered a little bit. I'm thinking of, see, when you're constructing stuff, figures like this, you want think of simple shapes. I actually have a great tutorial on how to draw the female figure made easy. Go check it out. It's on Ko-Fi. I think it's $20. You can pay that and check it out. It's called having the drawing the female figure made easy, because it is actually easy when you know how. I broke it down in a simple way for myself, because if I'm going to draw like I'm drawing today here, I need a simple approach, and it can't be complicated. It's got to be fast, and this works. Okay, so she's got her dress with that sexy slit. I'm thinking of a hand almost on the hip here. She's got kind of a side combed hair. Maybe I'll put this arm out a little bit like that. Kind of like almost like twisting, like her body's twisting a little bit. Now, once the figure's in there, you can add the boobs afterwards. I always add the boobs last. We got to get the construction first. Some kind of slinky hand there. Now, I could have her leg in the coffin. So I'm thinking having the coffin just come out like this. And there's these skulls. But I think that looks a little weird. I'm going to have her sort of sitting on the edge of it. Maybe I need to bring this leg, looks like it's a little odd. Let's see if we can bring it up a little bit. The female figure is it's kind of, everything's kind of smooth. There's not a lot of hard edges on it. Unless you're drawing, sort of a bodybuilder woman. But generally speaking, women tend to be a little bit softer in everything. Okay. Nice twist in the body. Now I'm going to put, I think, this like a window back behind here. Kind of frame it. So, and then I'm going to put like I think some kind of shadow here. Darkening the area here, and then just brick wall, and this is where I can have that skull with a flame, maybe. That'd be cool. So I probably want to pull this head back a little bit farther. You want to exaggerate all your movements. So she's twisting back, body gets bent back. So sometimes I think about these things, for a while in my mind, for days, for weeks really, and I kind of think and until I get an idea that pops in my head, I think I know how I'm going to handle this. Maybe I'll have like a moon out here or something. That'd be kind of cool. And graveyard back there. So that's kind of cool. Okay, I think we got idea one down here. Good, pretty good. These preliminary sketches, you want to be quick and fast. That's why I'm drawn so small. Okay, she should pop off the background now. That's good. So she's going to have red. This will be kind of bluish, so this will be kind of darkish too. Her skin is white, so I really want the white to be the leg, the chest, the face to be the elements of this picture. This, everything else is going to be kind of darker. Okay, sketch number 2. Now this one I'm thinking of tilting the coffin, which I think might be a little more interesting. Still want to did that nice curvy figure. His arm kind of dips perhaps down, like I'm going to kind of put just maybe a little bit of a shoulder dip down here, and that's this neck wants to pull, have it stretch into the base of it, into the head, and then have her hand here on the coffin. I think then maybe a hand coming out, because she's kind of like a narrator, the tight Uncle Creepy, eerie Vampirella, so she can have like a kind of a hand like in talking to you, the viewer. Some kind of high heels. I believe she has high heels. I got to look at the reference again to get that right. And then I'll have this leg still be in the casket. Yeah, I think this one's working better. This is way better. This is good, but it's too static. I want something more life. And I like this one too. I can see a little bit of the interior of the casket. That's kind of fun. Okay, now the boobs. Again, last but not least. All right, that's looking kind of cool. A little bit of a head tilt, perhaps. Okay, I can still do the background window, framing her body a little bit. That's kind of neat. Still do the moon in graveyard. It's gonna be a big piece, so it's there's a lot of room. Let's see, where do I want this shadow to hit? Now, with sketches too, I don't want to. It's good to draw them small because I don't want detail. Because when you draw something fresh, it's like for the first time, it's like it's got life to it. And when you try to duplicate it the second time, it sometimes dies on you, and you got to be careful of that. So, you want it. If you keep it small, you don't see any of the details. So I wanted to be able to experience the drawing of it myself. Fresh, kind of like for the first time. So it's good to keep it really loose. Unfortunately, sometimes even when you draw it like loose like this, and then you go back, it's like I can't capture the same loose drawing, a little tiny thumbnail. It's very frustrating sometimes. Okay, Yeah, that's a winner. That is way better. So a little bit of angle, you know, shows her whole body. She's got a good twist. That's the ticket. So I got to figure out how to do this so that it's not right on her. You know, there's a skull behind. I don't want it to interrupt her. You know, like her. I don't want it directly behind the foot because it's going to throw it off. It's going to be odd. So you want to maybe put it, okay, this skull here. I might have to not have so many skulls across. Something like this more. And then have one here. So the spacing is okay. And then I can put some kind of like something between them that helps it a little bit. I don't know. I'll make it up. I guess I gotta look at some caskets and see what they look like. Okay, she's gonna be dark. I mean, background is gonna be kind of dark a little bit. Okay, she's got her V plunging dress thing. I can do the slit here. Maybe I can do it even higher. We'll see how that goes. Okay. And we have a winner, folks. That's much better. Let's see a little closer. Yeah. That's the ticket. Okay. Much better than this one. This one's fine. Nothing wrong with it. You know, but I wanted, you know, this has got more life, like she's coming out of the, you know, the casket or something, and that sort of thing. So it's time to scan this baby in and put a little bit of color on it, and I'm going to scan it into Photoshop, and we'll see what it's going to look like, a little better idea. Then I can be ready to send it to the buyer who's commissioned me to do this. So, all right, let's back to the computer, to the back computer. Okay, guys, here we are back now in Photoshop on the computer here, and I'm looking at this drawing. Actually, I scanned in both both images. I prefer this one, so that's the one we're going to work on. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just clean it up a little bit, because there's a lot of construction lines on here that are kind of messy, and I'm trying to get something that I can present to the client. So I'm going to go in here with a just a standard Photoshop brush and hit that leg, make it nice and clean there. Get the hair like that. I'm going to take these out here because I want to put some color in there, and I let the color do a job. Let the color do its job. I'm going to draw a little bit with color. Okay, there's the leg. That leg's a little funny. Make sure it's coming out here nice and easy. Okay, her split skirt. I gotta look at the reference actually and see what that looks like. Yeah. Okay, she's got boots that are calf height. So right about here. And they tend to look like they're kind of high heels. Yep, high heels. Got her little belt. Okay, she's going to have, it's like a satin finish. So that's going to be kind of the material, you know, silk or satin. Nice long gloves. I got to keep this in mind. It's going to be red, not white. So I'm trying to think about what is white. Cleaning it up. I think it'd be cool to have this sort of this smoke just wisping away. Not a real big flame. I don't want it to overpower her. She's the star of the show, so. Okay, time to get that set just right. Gotta think about how the white parts are gonna look. Gonna move in to do a little bit of face detail. Look how close, see how loose that really is when you zoom in. But she's got attitude. Get a little Rosetta face going on here. So don't want too much detail. Because again, you want to keep it loose and free so I don't pin it down too much. But I think that's a good drawing. It's a good solid drawing. Use my eyedropper and my option key. I use this all the time. Option key, and I can just grab the white from the background. Then I have to go all the way over here to this part. Go back and forth kind of quickly. I want to keep the white areas just kind of cleared up and stuff. Okay, now I could do a line separation. There is actually a video of mine and how to do line separation. If you scan a drawing in and you want to separate from the background, I do have a video for that on my YouTube channel. So, but like I said, the one that how to draw the female figure, that is actually a pay-per-view kind of one. So that's the really excellent one. I highly recommend. I got tremendous response. People really love that one. They go, "Oh my gosh, this is so helpful." So yeah, check out all my tutorials. They're really the result of being in the business for almost 40 years. First in comics, then in advertising. So I know my stuff, when it comes to art. So I can help you out. Get started. I got a great video on perspective. Check that one out. Don't need to get perspective books. All you need is my 15-minute video on perspective. And teaches you everything you need to know. And more than you would learn. These people don't know how to teach anything. They're just not good. I've seen a lot of videos like how to do perspective, and wow, they don't know how to teach it. They can't make it easy. They can't make it clear. I make it very clear with great examples and simple and easy. And apply it to how you do your drawings. You got to know it. It's a boring subject, but important one. Okay. This is, as cleaned up as I need it to be. As I want it to be, actually. Now, I'm just going to take this layer over here on the right and change it from normal to multiply. That just multiplies everything that's beneath it. So let's start with, I'm going to go with a kind of a cool background. It's going to be a nighttime. I'm thinking I'm going to pop her out. It's going to be pretty simple, really. Get that. Okay, now I'm going to just put in some black here. I'm using basic brushes, by the way, circles, soft circles, that's it. That's all I need. That's all I ever use, actually. It's kind of a strange thing. People say, oh, I got all these brushes I downloaded from Photoshop. Yeah, but can you draw? It doesn't matter. It's the drawing skills that matter. Okay, the red. How am I going to apply the red? Will that red pop out from the blue background? I got to make sure that happens. And red hair. Now I'm thinking of red in the casket. You know, they often have, you know, it's so, you know, kind of that Dracula color red, you know, that you see in movies. Now I may want to do something where the background has a little bit, this wall's a little bit warmer. So I may actually use kind of some grays and stuff back here. Keeping it cool. Casket being kind of cool. I don't know if I want a wood casket exactly. I want to. Kind of a fancy casket. Fancy casket. Here we go. All right. Give it a little more flaming orange, just to touch it. So that's kind of where we're going. I think that's pretty good, really. I think I got a good composition. May want to think, you know, I think this is pretty good because this boob has got a dark line on it, so I don't want that. I don't want to do a dark right here because then that falls apart. So I want to keep it light there to pop that figure shape out from the background. So I'll use this window, maybe even bring the window down because this may get dark. If that gets dark, then I want the blue down here. We'll see. I think maybe I need the bottom of the windowsill a little bit there. Okay. Now this is pretty solid coloring thing here. Coloring composition. I think that skull will be kind of pushed back a little bit. Now I'm going to go over this. I'm going to try some, kind of do a multiply layer here on the top of this one. And I'm going to go with some warmth and just see what happens when I warm it up a little bit. Like try to do a warm, cool theme a little more. So you may want to do this. Although I really like the idea of it being white and red. So that's one possibility. See that, just that turn it on, turn it on, turn it off. Another possibility would be to make it a little more, not so like orangey red, but more cool red. Like, I mean, in other words, everything's kind of red. Everything inside, anyways. So she's really, really. In fact, I could actually do the outside that way too. Do red on the outside. See, that's kind of wild. Going with more of a little more monochromatic. Kind of digging that, actually. It's because she really pops out. Which is what I really wanted to do. I really wanted to pop it out. The red and white. Okay, this one, or just very cool. Okay, let's do one more. But I'm going to take this and just duplicate that layer and turn this one off, and then I'm going to change the hue and saturation to a cools. This is another possibility. I can play with different colors here. See, it's kind of eerie a little bit. That's kind of neat. I like it hot though. So I may end up going with, bluish purple or something. Yeah. Okay, that's another possibility. I'm going to send these. I'll just think about these. So that's good. This is good. This one's okay. I think this is the winner. Actually, we'll see. Move it in a bit. Get the full effect. Yeah, it's gonna be cool. I think it's gonna be really, really cool. The question is now, how do I finish it? Color pencil, watercolor, gouache, acrylics, heck, oils. I could try oils. That'd be wild. I haven't done oils in forever. I think I only tried them a couple times. So lots of possibilities. But I think that's it, folks. So I think I've got myself a winner. I think the customer, the reader, or the buyer is going to like it a lot. So I'm excited to show it to them. And they get to see this video. They get to see them watching me make it live. So that's it, folks. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. And we'll see you on Graybeard Studio or Comics Gate Kings. I draw every week live on those shows. Comics Gate Kings tends to be at 7:38 on Ethan Van Sciver's Comic Artist Pro Secrets channel. And then Wednesdays is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The other one is Eastern Standard Time too. But Aaron's is at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on the Graybeard Studio show. Now, just if you're typing into YouTube, type in Graybeard Studio, not just Graybeards, because there's a lot of Graybeard stuff. But Graybeard Studio will bring you to Aaron Lepresti's channel. And you can see us draw live every week. I'm actually probably going to do more coloring lately. I've kind of gotten into that. So check us out. Really appreciate it. And thank you guys for checking in. We'll see you next time. Bye.